Hello, welcome back to a new episode of Kerbal Space Program. As I mentioned at the end of last episode, I skipped quite a lot of time, all of the Minmus maneuvers and a couple of Mun maneuvers, almost 12 days I think. I'd have to compare the numbers, but anyway, it was hot, I had to keep the window open, etc, so I couldn't really record anyway, but it was very boring, even by my standards. However, in the meantime, I've launched already 3 solar training missions. 1, 2, 3, yes. I will be launching a couple more. I cleaned out the nodes a little, got rid of a few which are completely useless, like those scientists with high stupidity, and I think I rescued a couple more people. Anyway, as you can see, I have 13 available right now and 33 are already assigned to missions. That means most of our people are currently somewhere. I think we have about 7 on the Mun and Minmus stations together. Yeah, 4 on the Minmus station, and should be 3, actually there's 4 on the Mun station as well. So 8 on the stations, and Valentina of course still on her asteroid mission. Everybody else is either doing some rescue missions like these, or they are on training missions like these down here. And I actually started recording again because we are coming up on the first SOI change for one of the solar training missions. Let's have a look. Okay, so as I mentioned, there's a couple SOI changes upcoming. That's B2, that's B1, that's B3, well, whatever. And we also have currently a Class E asteroid in Kerbin's sphere of influence. Not going to do anything with that. Still have something going to Minmus, something returning from Minmus, something else returning from Minmus, and according to my alarm, we will need to return some tourists from Mun station. That's why there's more people on the station, right? Okay. And I believe, yes, I found another Class A asteroid. I don't think that was visible last time. It has a really nice long encounter with Kerbin. That's 68 days until 116 days, so a 58-day encounter. Let me try to show that here in Kerbin's sphere of influence. Yes, as you can see, very nice long orbit. We will have a lot of time to intercept that, and I will probably send something there. Not sure yet. Anyway, we have a lot of time, 92 days until we need to be there, and considering that's roughly on Minmus distance, that means we need 7 days out there, so shouldn't be a problem if we want to meet up with it. Valentina is currently still apparently just outside of Kerbin's sphere of influence, but she's well on her way to her mission to encounter the asteroid. Let's see, Valentina. Here, she has 85 days now, coasting basically to meet up with the Class B asteroid she was targeting. Okay, so let's see. The change is, as I said, about hour and a half hours. And after that we have about 1.5 hours until we would want to take care of this, or a little bit more if we if we need more time. This one's still a day away. So let's fast forward to maybe 5 minutes ahead of time, and we will then sort out the maneuvers which we will need to perform. Although I did set up a maneuver here, I probably want to correct that. this maneuver was not set up ideally. Let's just jump there. And I'm not sure whether I mentioned that before. I think the other solar training mission was in one of my private episodes, not public ones. So let's talk over what is necessary to get just outside of Kerbin's SOI and do a cheap return burn. As you remember, these are the solar excursion vessels we built. Right now, the important part is we have a Kerbin relative velocity of 297 meters per second, and actually, why is horizontal speed so high? Whatever, most of that is vertical speed, so basically going out from Kerbin. And that is pretty much the velocity which we'll need to cancel and then apply again to return properly. And even without the maneuver node, the easiest way to do that is basically point your spacecraft to the surface and point spacecraft to surface, please. Oh, I can't because we are on a way on an escape orbit, and sometimes MacJab is a little finicky here. But basically that's the way we want to point, and if we burn exactly that way once we exited the Kerbin sphere of influence and burn, let's say, twice this amount, then we should be on exactly the return orbit. So basically as if we kept our horizontal velocity, so this way, right? Right now we are on like this kind of orbit, except we are leaving the sphere of influence, and if we cancel the entire outgoing portion, so burn directly toward Kerbin, we still keep our horizontal or lateral velocity, and that brings us back into a nice nice regular orbit, not crashing into Kerbin, but going for a periapsis of something. And actually let me, so I know 296 meters per second, 296 times 2 is about 592. Let's see what happens if I apply this. It now tells me we would go for a 208 kilometer periapsis and 8 days. However, the reason I'm not getting back to my original periapsis is because this is retrograde relative to the Sun, or this is the orbit that we are around the Sun, and not pointed at Kerbin. That's why this isn't quite correct. However, as soon as we leave the Kerbin sphere of influence, if we just keep pointing exactly at Kerbin like we are now, so before leaving the sphere of influence, align directly towards Kerbin and then burn for 592 meters per second, we will also get straight back. For some of the other, actually I think for both of the other solar training missions, I set up these burns correctly. I could fiddle around here now, but let's just do it manually. And let's see, 592 minus 132, that's 460, and for 996 minus 460 leaves about 546 if I'm not mistaken. So basically that's the target. As soon as we have 546 meters left, right? Yeah, then we will stop burning and we should be back on a nice encounter. Okay, let's see. What's this? Looks like Joule. Yes, it is Joule. And this looks red. Duna. Nice. 10 minutes, so let's just walk to the next alarm. These are set for 3 minutes ahead, so we will just warp 3 minutes. And the basic plan for all these solar trainings is go out there, get everybody out on an EVA, collect some whatever science, I don't care, but some, okay, we are now in solar orbit, let's say some crew reports, yes, and try to transmit it to Minmus station. If we can, we don't have a radio connection, so we just keep it. For some reason, yeah, we keep it, right. Keep this, do another crew report here if possible. No, not possible. Okay, can I transfer the science there maybe? No, that's too bad. Okay, well, anyway. Shepton, you go ahead and you do an EVA report. Yes, please keep it. Board. Next one, Maxby, EVA, yada yada, board. Next one, Lavrod, same deal, exit and board. And finally, Kerbin, exit and board. Anything else to do here? Let's see. No science left. And oh yes, Shepton, take the data and board again, just so we can take another crew report if necessary. Anything else? I don't think so. So let's burn. I mean, we have a couple more of these missions, so we can afford to do some mistakes, right? Do first, then this stage will be empty. And now we burn a little more. I'll actually dispose of these stages because they're in solar orbit and they will not cause any more harm. And as you can see, we have an encounter here, which is coming up shortly. But we want to go to what? 500? No, 460 something, if I remember. Let me think. That was 592, 460. Well, I think we overburned a little already, right? Let's check our Kerbin periapsis. Currently at 200. Oh. Why are we... Well, whatever. Did we overburn? 996. So we burned 490 plus 132. No, we did not overburn. But we probably didn't point quite correctly. So let's get rid of that. And as soon as we re-enter Kerbin's sphere of influence, we will just correct there. Shouldn't be much of an issue. So let's just get rid of this, get rid of this, go up to the encounter. Oh, are we already in Kerbin's sphere of influence? Yes, we are. Now, our inclination is a little high. Let's say we just plot a maneuver and adjust it from there. So inclination is let's target the moon just so we can get an easy measure on our inclination. Excuse me. That's better. And I also want to bring down periapsis to, let's say, 28 kilometers. a little much. 28 exactly. Now we need to fix that. Well, technically we don't need to, but roughly like this. So let's see. Point towards the node. And 4.8 meters per second. This is a simple correction, which means, okay, should be overburned a little. That's why I have RCS on these crafts, because it's really difficult to burn using the regular engines from out here. Okay, so 28 kilometer periapsis and reasonable inclination. Let's look at what the landing prediction. Hello, oh, right. Landing prediction says we're basically going to land somewhere there. Modify. Bring up the periapsis a little. We should see. Oh, it's not moving. Why? I don't think that's correct. Okay, let's ignore that. That was bad. I really want to go for 28 kilometers because that's a reasonable periapsis for this approach, I think. We will just take it from there as usual. No more tweaking the nodes. We already messed up our inclination slightly. Let's say we add a maneuver here. How far ahead of periapsis? For 7 minutes, that's about 5 minutes ahead of periapsis. Okay, delete this, and that's our re-entry. Oh, looks good, clear so far. Do we need any more science here? I don't think so. Modify EVA with you. Do an EVA report, yes, and board now. I cannot store something there. Okay, fine. Good. So, that's the first one taken care of, and we will have a couple more of these. They get all of this experience for just kind of dipping their toes into solar orbit. Anything we have here? Dangerous EVA. Oh, that's because you're suborbital. Maybe we will give this to everybody. Close this for a moment. EVA, go back. EVA, go back. And you as well. EVA and go back. Doesn't give them any true experience points, but at least for Final Frontier, they will get the ribbons. So they have Kerbin. Doesn't show. Oh, it shows everything they have and not just what they got on this mission. Well, doesn't matter. Let's go back. They will have another 8 days. They have supplies for 12 days. So a lot of time. Okay, next maneuver is in 1.5 hours. I won't check mission control. Let's have a quick look at our current situation in the build list. The research center is still upgrading. Also the third launch pad is upgrading to level 2, which means I will have the level 3 alpha launch pad, and Baker and Charlie will both be level 2, so we can launch up to 3 rockets at the same time, 2 of them of the medium weight type. We also have 2 more solar training vessels ready and another one being built. Also 2 more Kerbin Orbit Rescue and 2 more Moon tourist vessels are being built. I'm running a little low on these. Probably need another Kerbin Orbit Rescue. Let's add another one of these, just in case. Duplicate, close. And move it up there. Wow, we're down to 4 hours for these. That's excellent. Just so that they are all together and I don't have this kind of messy situation here. Oh, I still have regular Kerbin Orbit Rescues. Well, it doesn't matter. And we will need a few more Moon tourists because Jad, Bill and Bob still haven't landed on Minmus, so they will use one of those and we will see what else we need to do. I think there are still some open rescue missions there as well. But anyway, let's fast forward to the tourist return from the Moon station. And I want to have a look at the position of the Moon station so that I switch to it when it is in sunlight, just to avoid depleting the batteries. Okay, looks like, let's see, let's warp until it's about here, then we have a lot of time to leave with the tourists, and the return maneuver will be somewhere around here anyway, so okay. So, Moon Station, yeah, that's charging capacity is a little limited, well, not really limited, but I would like to not put it too much time in shadow. I would have to probably disable the lab. We currently have 25 science. Why not? Yeah, let's transmit that. Excellent. And these should be our tourists, right? Crew Hatch, Kalami, Didus, and Franny. Franny is a tourist, okay. We don't need a lot of supplies, about 5 units will be sufficient, so... Actually... Do I have more room somewhere? Let's just say transfer out. Excellent. Basically depleting this supply pod as much as possible and leaving everything on the station. Electricity. I have left enough fuel here, but we will be we will be ditching this stage first after we burnt and then transfer the remaining fuel. Good. Let's undock and switch vessels. Get a little bit away from the station. The contract we... okay, apparently it's enough to return some science from the mobile lab. Let's check that there is no unnecessary science here. Why is there science here? What kind of science is here? Report here or something? data, yes, apparently a crew report. Nothing important. Okay. Anyway. Return from Moon, 100 kilometers, that's fine. We'll need to fix those maneuver nodes anyway. Periapsis, okay. Let's get the periapsis down to 7. Is a little low, but yeah, why not? Okay. Or maybe not. Let's stick with something safe. 28.6, yes. 256 meters, that will all burn from this stage, and then 15 minutes execute. We will need to correct anyway, I think, because yeah, we will be ditching this stage while we are still in Mun SOI. That means we get a little bit of push from the decoupler. The stage will go into suborbital, deeper suborbital on Kerbin, and the crew vessel will be a little higher, but that's not a problem. Okay, let's see. 28.6 and retrograde, basically opposite to our maneuver node. Happens to be relatively retrograde here. Okay. Now transfer fuel. So we have about 540 meters left, that's excellent. And now we can stage. Throttle is down, yes. Okay. And we are up to 43 kilometers, so let's fix that with a little bit of RCS. Let's bring it back down to 28. Oh, well, 28-ish. Okay. Other stage is on a impact trajectory. That's excellent. Okay. Now for you, I want to set a re-entry maneuver node as per usual. About here in 1 day 50 minutes. This one. But this one. Close alarm. Excellent. So we will have the solar training B2 before that, and I need to remove that as well. Okay, this one needs to go away, and actually I want to add another comment to the to this maneuver. I want to transmit science. Science to Minmus Station, because those two reports will be processed at Minmus Station, and the next one will be processed at Mun Station instead. Okay, we have a capture maneuver for another Mun tourist. Oh, that's actually not a Mun tourist mission anymore. Just a Mun tourist mission in name. This one. It's actually, where are you? What is this? Mun tourist? Escape trajectory out of Minmus? What? Ah, you're already in SOI, yes. As I was saying, that's not a Mun tourist mission anymore. They went to the Moon, docked with the station, I believe, and then moved on a transfer trajectory to Minmus. Let's see how much supplies they still have. That is Agavin. Show me how much supplies. They still have 21 days of supplies, so a lot according to this display. Anyway, they will be doing a Minmus insertion burn, and we'll check whether anybody of them needs to do a Minmus landing. But at least somebody has to do something here, so that's why they go here. Please jump to ship. Delete this alarm. Execute the node. I don't want to auto warp yet because I want to check here. So you have Minmus orbital EVA, Minmus EVA in docking, and you have planted a flag. But at least Catray still needs to plant a flag on Minmus. And oh, they actually don't have Mun EVAs. I only docked. Doesn't matter. We will I think we will land this on Minmus. We have plenty of fuel to do so, and then they will do their EVA and take care of everything else. But before that, we will need to re-enter this other group. So let's see. Didn't I Moon Tourist? Ah, that's the automatic node. Okay, let's now perform the circularization, basically orbit capture burn. That's about 300 meters per second and will bring us into a 25 by 25 something, from which we can easily land on Minmus. We could even attempt to go straight for a landing, but in light of this re-entry, I really don't want to. Either I will set a standard alarm node like this, and then I know I will need to land these as soon as possible after this re-entry there. Okay, nicely captured. Double check the supplies. You have plenty of supplies, and I would like to land them on the equator or somewhere around there, so that I can then meet up with the station and I just transfer some stuff there. I will probably have a lot of supplies left. In any case, these guys don't have Minmus docking yet, except for Agavin, so definitely useful to just go to the station if you can. Before that, let's re-enter this group of rescued Kerbals. They are apparently coming from Minmus, okay, and planning to land on yeah, there's no way I can land them near the Kerbal Space Center like this. They're just too far out. I could try to force it, but that doesn't look useful right now. Okay, so let's just go. Move this one. Have any signs? Which there is some signs here which may need to be transmitted. Let me check. Review stored signs, surface sample from Minmus Lowlands. Let's keep that, and an EVA report from Minmus Lowlands. Yeah, we can keep those. That's not an issue. But I will use some of our fuel to shed some of the excess velocity to reduce the heating. let's double check the parachutes. They are set for 3000 meters, so we can arm them right away. I think by now all of our vessels have properly configured parachutes, but at least for the Kerbin Rescue ones, the old ones, I'm not sure. So KSC is down there somewhere. We really missed it by a big amount. Wow, this engine has already been recovered 4 times. This tank apparently also 1 time. RCS thrusters 2 times, 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. The capsule has been recovered never. Interesting. So a fresh capsule, fresh parachutes, and let's see, anything else? Solar panels once and once. The probe core 3 times. Reaction wheel also 3 times, and the docking port 2 times. But the engine has basically its 5th re-entry now. I think that's quite crazy. Oh, and we have an antenna. Let's see, can I target the antenna? That has never been recovered. Okay, well, still a lot of reused parts on that one. Of that, parachutes will be deploying soon enough. Both of these have been rescued, and that's John Doss and Lazy. Well, I will need to check them once we recovered them. I might actually. I think John Doss is on the kick list. We will not retain him. And about Lizzie, I don't know, oh, Lizzie is on the potential kick list, so probably both of them won't stay with us, but we have the contracts to rescue them, so that's what we will do. And at least Lily got her Minmus landing this way. Lily now only needs a moon orbit and a solar orbit. And for some reason she doesn't have a planned slot on. I have some notes who's going on the solar training missions next, and Lily is not on those, so I will check that once we are back in the KSC. Probably because Lily is a pilot and I really didn't schedule too many pilots yet. It's just I have so many pilots. Okay, some science, not a lot, and we recovered at 84%, that's good. And they all got some experience points. So clearly got the Mach and the Minmus flag, that's okay. Everybody got the Minmus flag and stuff. Splashdown, okay. That's low gravity landing, Minmus orbit driven, and solid fuel, okay. Oh, you never landed. Well, doesn't matter. So, Lily, Jaundice, and Lizzie. Let's check them out. Lily is a not very courageous pilot. Doesn't look like a badass, so that's probably why she doesn't have a scheduled spot. But let's just take a note. And now Jondas is a pilot, but not a badass, no nothing. So I really don't have a use for many more pilots right now. That's why Jondas, you get to look for probably going to go back to your original employer. And Lizzie was the other one. That's you. And for some reason she's on my potential kick list. Well, probably because as I planned originally, these pilot EVA people, basically what I introduced for Valentina, I will probably demote some of them to go back to pilots, and by then they will not be useful. But let's keep her for the time being. Okay. Collecting our contract money, 2 rescues, Lizzie 161,000 and 132,000 for Jondas. So that's about 300,000 just for these rescues. Easily pays for all of the mission. And we're actually up to 3.2 million. That's excellent. I will save here, and considering the time, I will end the episode here. Thank you for watching. In the next episode, we will land these tourists, well, actually our crew members, on Minmus and take care of the next solar trading mission. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, and have some comments, leave them down below, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.